Fairer and Easier Voting by Susan Foreman. The Victorian Electoral Commission, VEC, has released its draft service plan for the 2026 state election, offering a refreshed approach for voters, candidates, parties and community stakeholders. With less than 1 year remaining until Election Day on Saturday, November 28, 2026, the service plan outlines how the VEC proposes to deliver its biggest election ever. It also includes several changes to meet increasing demand, ensuring the voting experience is secure and efficient right across Victoria from start to finish.
Elections today cannot look the same as they did a decade ago,
Electoral Commissioner Sven Blumel said.
This plan sets out the significant changes underway to ensure every Victorian can take part in a fair, accessible and trusted election.
The report proposes several enhancements to the electoral process, including increasing the number of early voting centres to approximately 220 to meet growing demand, extending centre opening hours to 8 p.m. for most days of the early voting period, broadening the use of electronic roll mark-off to respond to ballot paper demand in real time, enhancing inclusive voting options with additional mobile voting sites in the community and low-sensory mobile voting locations in every district.
We are entering a new phase of election delivery. This service model is a direct response to community expectations, the growing demand for change, and the recommendations put forward by Parliament's Electoral Matters Committee. It sets the foundation for how we must evolve to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow.
Mr Blumel said. The full service plan is available at vec.vic.gov.au/about-us/publications. Help deliver the election. Working at elections is a great way to contribute to democracy in Victoria. Election staff enjoy great pay rates, training and a unique working experience. The VEC welcomes all applications. You don't need experience to be considered for an election casual role, but you do need to be eligible to work and align with the VEC's political neutrality requirements. To be eligible for election work, you must be an Australian citizen, a permanent resident, or hold a current work visa, 18 or older. To join the team helping deliver the 2026 state election, register your interest at vec.vic.gov.au/work-with-us/work-at-elections. Electoral reforms. The State Parliament is currently considering the Electoral Amendment Bill 2025, which was introduced to the House in early December. The Premier Jacinta Allen says she will further strengthen the state's strict donation laws, which stop individuals and corporations from attempting to buy influence in Victorian politics. The Premier said fair elections are the bedrock of democracy.
We are delivering these reforms to ensure Victorians can be confident in their electoral processes.
The bill will make it easier for minor parties to appoint a nominated entity to manage their financial resources, and independent candidates and members will be able to do so for the first time. The bill introduces caps on funds transferred from nominated entities to parties and independents to ensure these funds are used only for administrative purposes like paying for office space, not paying for campaign expenses like advertising. Over the election period, transfers will be capped at $500,000 for parties and $50,000 for independents. Other changes to the laws include making sure voters have accurate information about candidates at the point of casting their vote. For example, if a political party drops its support for a candidate or if a grouping of candidates changes, that will be reflected on the ballot paper. The reforms will also update the electoral laws to give the VEC more time to prepare for and run elections, including changing the deadlines for registering political parties and nominating candidates and the timeframes for the close of electoral rolls, and sending postal voter ballot packs and postal voter information. The reforms will also improve the running of an election by setting a default early voting period of 10 days and enabling the number of voting booths to be capped.
We're making elections fairer and easier to run, while also ensuring there is integrity and transparency when it comes to political donations,
said Ms Allen. She said this builds on the government's previous work to implement the strictest and most transparent political donation laws in Australia, including banning overseas donations and reducing the disclosure limit to $1,000. This article was read by Rebecca Rose,
Hazel Rice.